and the Minister. We'll move now to Ceist Quaga Hucht and Anam Mattie McGrath. 30 seconds to put your...
I want to ask you, Minister, your Minister for Employment and Protection and, and indeed Employment Affairs, what levels of measures are you taking to address the high levels, stubbornly high levels of unemployment in Tipperary, and indeed especially in the Tipperary town and its environment?
Thanks, Deputy. I think as a result of the revised regional groupings, all of County Tipperary is now included in the Mid-Western region for CSO data collection purposes. Within this region, unemployment has fallen from when it was at a peak of 16.6% in 2012 to 5.8% today by the end of July. And the numbers in the employment in the region have increased from 153,700 to 240,200 in the same period. And while data from the Labour Force Survey is not available to county by county level, the trends in the live register can give us an indication of underlying trends in local employment, and they're very positive. And I'm very pleased to say they're very positive for Tipperary. So overall, the live register in Tipperary has fallen by 46% in the 5 years to August 2018, and that's close to the reduction of the 48% that it's fallen nationally. So if you're under the impression that you're much further behind and lagging behind the rest of the country, I'm very, very pleased to tell you that you're not. In the year August 2018, the live register in Tipperary has fallen by 1,270 people, or 12%, again closely aligned with the national trends. And in Tiptown itself, the live register has fallen by 1,840 people in 2012 to 962 people today. That's nearly half of a reduction, 50% of a reduction. The Government's primary strategy to tackle unemployment is twofold. First of all, I think as we're all well aware, the Action Plan for Jobs, which was led by my colleague, originally Minister Bruton and now by Heather Humphreys, sets out to create an environment in which businesses can and indeed succeed in creating jobs. And I think those jobs and that success is evident, and I wish continued success to all of those people. This policy now includes a specific regional action plan which still relates to the former South East region, covering South Tip, and the plan has seen over 21,000 jobs created in the region in the last 3 years. Successful implementation of the plan is targeted at the creation of 25,000 jobs, Chair, for the region by 2020, and the plan aims to achieve this through building on key sectors of potential for the region, like technology, biopharma and indeed tourism in the beautiful county of Tipperary.
Thank you, Chair. On time. Deputy, 1 minute.
The Minister will be aware that one of the most accurate indicators of deprivation, according to population statistics, comes from the National Census of Population, as represented by the Pobl HP Deprivation Index. Variables used in the compilation of the HP index include those related to demographic growth, dependency ratios, education levels, and that of single parents and the of single parents rate, overcrowding, social class, occupation and unemployment. Tipperary North in particular, and Tipperary Town, Minister, is all fine, figures can be dressed up any way they like, but Tipperary Town and its environment is in a very, very sad place. Very proud people, wonderful entrepreneurs there and wonderful workforce, but they're not getting the opportunities. And you can throw us into the mix there of the whole Midwest region, as you said, and come out what figures you want to. But according to the Pobl Index, overall, male unemployment rates in North Tip stand at 14.5%, while in South Tip 14.2%. And in south of the county, the percentage of the population, professional, semi-skilled, unskilled classes, according to the latest data, stands at 23.7%. 5 years previous to that, in 2011, it stood at 23.9%, so we're down 0.2% in the last 5 years. What way you want to dress them up, Minister? And we need serious efforts, and efforts by the ID and Enterprise Ireland and others, to bring industry to Tipperary Town and its environment, because it's not fair to throw them into the mix like you did, glowingly there. It's not to read, and I ask you to come and visit the town yourself as well to see firsthand.
Chair, it's not my job to dress up statistics. The facts are the facts. It's not my job to spin them A, spin them B. It's just to relay the information to you. So you asked me the information with regard to the huge unemployment issues in Tipperary, and I've explained to you how fortunate Tipperary has been in the last number of years to enjoy the recovery that it has. But we're not done. So just to reassure you, Chair, or Deputy, that every effort has been made to continue to create and build on the good work of both international and local businesses in Tipperary in providing employment in both your town and your county. The Government's goal is to create 200,000 jobs nationally by 2020, including 135,000 of those jobs outside of the capital, which includes Tipperary. The South East Regional Action Plan was launched in September 2015 and it covers the counties of Carlow, Kilkenny, Tipperary, Waterford and Wexford. The plan will see increasing employment in the region by 10 to 15% over the years to now to 2020, and that will see the creation of 25,000 new jobs in that region, which will absolutely benefit the people of Tip Town and Tip County.
Thank you.
The reality is that there are tens of thousands of jobs being created. The reality is that Tipperary is benefiting from them nearly to the same extent as the rest of the country is. That's not my figures. That's just reality, Deputy.
Thank you. Final Minister.
Ministers looking at Tipperary with rose-tinted glasses. Maybe the real issue is in your last answer when you talked about the South East region, Carlow, Kilkenny and Tipperary. In the earlier answer you said we were now in the Midwest region. That's the problem with Tipperary town. It's on the border of the Midwest and indeed, it's in the South East, and we're falling between all the stools. We don't have the jobs in Tipperary town. We don't have the idea of bringing people to visit to try and get factories. We don't have the factories either. And so it's not, you are looking to figures and causing them up to suit whatever you want to say yourself. I give you figures. I give you the deprivation indexes. And we've been left behind, Tipperary town and its environs, left behind badly in the last 25, 30 years, and we haven't got the industry. So it's, you can quote figures from the Midwest or the South East or wherever. Focus in on West Tipperary. I'm talking about Tipperary town and West Tipperary and jobs aren't there. Yes, we have thousands of foreign direct investment jobs in Clonmel and we're very grateful for them and have them in other parts of Tipperary as well. But I'm talking about that West Tipperary is languishing behind. The town is not being supported by at national and the local level by the county council, and we need support to crying out for it.
Deputy, you might be right with my rose-tinted glasses of Tipperary, given that both my father and father-in-law hail from your good county. But the progress reports on the South Regional Action Plan for Jobs that is published twice a year shows the creation of 1,500 new jobs in the South East region during 2017. Of those 1,500 jobs, 1,200 of them were created by the IDA. The IDA that you claim doesn't come to your county were responsible for creating 1,200 of the 1,500 jobs. You can't, look, if you want to have a conversation about building jobs in every single town of every single part of your county, every single one of us would like that. But you can't ignore the fact that Tipperary is thriving, it's flourishing, and that the IDA is paying it attention. Enterprise Ireland has increased employment in it by 16% since 2015. You cannot come in here and make claims that are blatantly false and misrepresent the actual reality of the people in Tipperary. I'm sorry, I won't allow it. Thanks, Chair.